Hey, what's up guys? Diplex here again. Welcome back to Totaler Krieg. Super excited to be back with another battle. We are here in Western North Africa today during Operation Torch, which lasted for about a week, a bit more to be exact, in late November, or actually, no, late 1942, but November to be exact. But sometimes you can just get way too dug down into numbers and dates and whatnot that usually don't always matter that much. But anyway, late 1942, so that's kind of where we are at right now. Now, this historical battle isn't entirely historically correct. It's actually almost far from. First of all, I wanted to do a landing in Africa. It was a long time ago since we had any desert battles here on the channel, and primarily in Totaler Krieg, we've actually never ever used any of the Afrika Korps skins or other assets available to us. So I want to do a few more battles in Africa before we leave that theater. Here's a good look at some of the German units. They look absolutely stunning with their Afrika Korps uniforms. We also have Americans attacking here today. The Anglo-American force that took part in Operation Torch is present, so I'm very excited for that. Now, the thing that makes this somewhat historically inaccurate, and I wonder if you can guess what it is the fact that no German soldiers participated in the or during the invasion on the ground. The soldiers the Americans were up against, and some Brits and whatnot, during this week of fighting in Western North Africa during the invasion were actually French. They were Vichy French troops. Thousands of them died, I do believe, during this invasion. Not as many Anglo-American troops did, far from as many, in fact. And the only German support was naval and I think aircraft, but primarily naval. So, you know, we have German troops. I don't have any Vichy French troops here, even though I could probably make some. But if you want to, you know, make things a tiny bit more realistic, you could always imagine that these guys are indeed French and German. Anyway, so here we are. This is a map I made. We are about to see Americans set foot on the beach. So I've always wanted to do a landing or a beach assault in Africa, and, you know, I think you know, simulating Operation Torch is probably the closest we're going to get to that. So enjoy the battle. It's going to be very crazy. You know, this is Totaler Krieg. Just let's get rolling, man. I am so excited. The German army is getting ready to receive the attacking Americans. They have trenches, foxholes, and entrenched MG positions. They've also got armor support, more reinforcements coming in, mortars, you name it. They are definitely ready to receive the American invasion force. You can tell they've prepped the beach quite heavily with a lot of tank obstacles. A few of these log constructions here in the water are meant to tip over the landing crafts. Some even have mines attached to them, which they did historically. So, you know, there's a lot of barbed wire, not to keep the invaders out, but to funnel them into choke points where the machine guns can actually focus them down, which is really, really quite clever and realistic. So I hope you enjoy the map. I hope you enjoy the overall visuals of it. It's not my greatest creations, but I think it really does. This mod doesn't shine with its sort of prettiness because in many ways it's quite, you know, quite stiff looking. But the units, of course, are just in a category by themselves. Oh my God, they look amazing. I don't know how that landing craft is still going, but I have a clue to what that was, and that is when the soldier carrying the Bangalore gets hit, his Bangalore detonates and actually kind of like kills him and perhaps a few teammates, but it for some reason doesn't actually destroy the boat itself. So yeah, that's just a minor thing. Anyway, troops coming onto the beach now. They're jumping over the sides of the landing crafts. We have Shermans entering as well. Modified for amphibious assaults. I think I see one here in the distance. Oh! Did you see that Panzer III shell ricochet off the front armor? Second one deflected. One of the German vehicles have been brought down. Bazookas are now firing at the German armor. This is so intense. Let's have a look here. Closer down at the infantry. First wave have dropped off their infantry, and they are about to return back to the larger vessels. Look at the amount of infantry moving up the beach. This is just what I love to see, getting down close, enjoying the units, and how beautiful they look. Look at them just firing bazookas from behind tank obstacles, covering each other, moving up. I love this. I mean, you can bet on the fact that I'm gonna make another Omaha Beach video. We did have an Omaha Beach that I titled the most realistic, you know, D-Day experience. And I think it definitely had that chaotic feel to it and that kind of grand scale, as well as that insane realism with all the long ranges. I want to create an even more realistic Omaha Beach map, an even grittier one, a darker one, a larger one, and have huge, like, landings, like, you know, 30, 40 landing crafts hitting the beach at once. That would be a project of mine that I would absolutely love making for you guys. Because Totaler Krieg is just in a category by itself. It has such an ambient feel to it. Anyway, so that is the first wave. The second wave should be on its way in. Yes, it does seem like it's on its way. Some of the boats are actually backing out so that the 50 caliber machine gunners can cover and fire at the enemy defenses as they're backing up, which is a pretty clever tactic. Oh, shit. Man down. Oh, he's fine. He was hit in the leg, so I figured he'd survive that. I'm not sure he's going to be too happy walking. We've got a 30 cal laying down here, ready to open up. Currently just looking for targets. I wonder what happened here. Did, for some reason, this one had to stop further out? Maybe it malfunctioned. That does happen. So the infantry is going to be forced to swim ashore. And they're going to be shot. Look at all the bullets hitting the water. There's just like bullets hitting everywhere. MG34s, K98s, MP40s. Nowhere safe. But it does look like these guys are going to be able to get to the beach itself without being killed in the water. So they're going to be fairly fortunate. There are absolutely more urgent targets further up the beach. This is a brave bazooker. I'm going to tell you that. Look at all the bullets hitting near him. I can't believe he's hit already. But he's brave. He's looking to hit that Panzer III. Look at all the mortars hitting near him as well. Someone give this guy a Medal of Honor right now. Oh, shit. A post-mortem Medal of Honor. I'm sure we'll get one. Rangers using the craters now for cover. Moving up. Oh, shit. Yeah, he's not going to walk any further there, because there's probably a German sniper that has that area in his sight. So this ranger's going to back off and remain still for a moment. More troops moving up. It's just awesome to see how the AI advances, covering each other. You got troops here laying down covering fire behind obstacles. Do we have any senior officers? Any junior officers? Captain? Any officers at all? Like, I'm trying to identify some officers looking at the helmets. So, first of all, I'm going to try and find some Thompson submachine guns on the beach. Here's a few. Oh, Lieutenant! You see this one stripe on his helmet? Lieutenant! Get a move on! Man, that is awesome. So we still have a German. We haven't looked at the Germans much, but we'll give them a closer look. They're pinned here in the trench. This Panzer is still opening fire at the... Ooh, that was close. This MG's been knocked out. A lot of these trenches are, crowded with dead Germans, but the Americans have taken a lot of casualties getting here. There's a second defense line up here. Wow, this one's tipped over, so it must have been hit directly by a enemy. I'm going to do a few things here to the German defenders, which I think will be super cool. We're going to try and man some of the guns up front, just to keep the fight alive and well. I really think that'll benefit the overall experience. Jesus! They're not shy on the bazookas, I'll tell you that much. Oh, a truck with German infantry has arrived. Weiter geht's! Los, los, los! That is awesome. Another wave of American infantry have just been dropped off at the beach. This is so awesome. Shermans are being used as sort of like static weapons down here for support. They were landed at the start of the battle as well. These are modified for amphibious assaults. We have one intake and one exhaust. Or like air goes in, air goes out, so that there's no water flooding the system. Or the engine, rather. There goes my phone. And it's my dad again. He called in another video. In a, I think a, was it a combat mission video? Or was it a, could have been a, I think it was a Men of War or a, I'm trying to remember. I think it was the, yeah, I remember. It was the Warhammer 40k video. And talking about other videos here briefly, that brings me to the video I uploaded yesterday. A lot of you guys have been suggesting battles, and I want to see less World War II Cold War related. What? Use your imagination. I know you can think of something way more crazy and cool. Think along the lines of Natuna. You know, Americans fighting the French over colonial possessions in the frickin' 30s. How cool is that? So utilize the colonies. Think about the world. You're also focused in Germany. You're all thinking about Germany. You're all focusing on the Soviet Union. You're all thinking about Hitler. You're all thinking about World War II. Don't you guys have a better imagination than that? I think you do. I just think you're limiting yourself because you're too constructed to, or restricted or constricted to World War II. So think beyond it. I've had a few good ideas about like a divided United States, perhaps even a war for Irish reunification, stuff like that. That really just gets me excited. Perhaps even supported by the United States of America, which would obviously make that war a very big possibility. Okay, we do have a few Germans back here. Still continuing the fight. Some of the dismounted infantry kind of decided to retreat, and I understand them. The mortars are probably still looking for targets. And there are... Oh my god, there's another wave coming in. Of course, I mean, why would they stop? The U.S., I think, committed 100,000 troops to this invasion. So, they gonna be coming, man. They gonna be coming. And the Shermans are now moving up as well. At least the one here on the left side. Mortars drop in. Oh, that's bloody beautiful and tragic at the same time. I don't know. For some reason, it's more tragic to see mortars hitting U.S. troops because they're fighting tyranny. They're fighting a dictator. But it, you know, it is cool still. Do we have any bazookas up here that want to end this job? I have an idea. This is going to be a little controversial. But something is it? Oh, it hit the Sherman. You know, we should probably watch them duke it out. Or I think in a matter of seconds, some American is going to throw an AT grenade. Oh, look, they're like... Oh, no, it's down. It brought down a Sherman. Okay. Sometimes the AI do need a little help. I'm going to get these guys... I'm going to bring him back. Do we have a Bangalore? Let's do something nuts. Let's throw a Bangalore. I mean, that could work, right? By the engine. Right there. This will be some frickin' special forces shit, man. I kid you not. Yeah, you're gonna want to get out of there, buddy. Yeah. Oh, detonated at this. Oh, at the exact same time as the Sherman did, and the bazooka actually hit it. But that was awesome. You can't hate on me for doing that. They would have done that sooner or later. I'd rather have something look realistic and cool, like manning an MG-34 and, you know, destroying a tank instead of just having 30 troops of infantry just gather around. Okay, so the mortars are going to fire one last salvo. Are they reloaded yet? They're still reloading, so they're going to fire one close barrage, and then they're going to get out and continue to fight with their small arms. I think that'll be fantastic looking. One last salvo by the brave, sort of makeshift German mortar position here. Have you guys enjoyed the video so far? Have you guys enjoyed this semi-realistic landing? You know, with a more like a German defense, like a D-Day operation in Africa, even though the African coast wasn't nearly as, you know, defended or fortified. And it wasn't even defended by the Germans, who were busy fighting the Brits and other Commonwealth of Nations forces and whatnot in the more, not Eastern Africa, but central to East Africa. Oh, damn. And this operation, I think, was more or less like pushed on by Stalin. He requested that the Americans and Allies open up a second front, and they did. So the Americans planned a attack against Casablanca, which is the western part of Morocco, Oran, which is the center, and then the furthest to the east, the furthest east the Americans actually landed was in Algiers. So, all right, let's get these guys out. Well, they were more or less going to be shot dead on the mortars anyway. And we killed off the... Look at the smoke. Look at the smoke just dissipating slowly. This is the last bit of smoke. Landing successful. Look at the troops moving up the beach now. You guys want to see casualties, don't you? All these red guys here are pretty much US casualties. It's just... This is so cool, man. You got some here in the water, some by the beach. The Germans were hitting a lot of troops out in the water as well. And look, the mine I placed there didn't go off. Oh, I thought it'd be cool if it kind of just detonated. It can detonate, trust me, it can. But the landing craft was too clever to not hit it. So, you know, one Sherman down, one Panzer III down. A lot of troops now securing the trenches. I think overall a fairly realistic result. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in another battle coming soon. Ciao.